Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we got a brand new color to do. We are going to do Rootbeer Dye 258. Now, not to be confused with Rootbeer, two completely separate colors. We'll have another video on this one eventually, but this is Rootbeer Dye 258. So we're going to be doing a couple of different color combinations. We're going to be doing a red and gold flake, and then we're going to be doing green and blue, and maybe a third one. I haven't decided yet. And as a super surprise for the channel, I actually have a prototype mold that is not released yet, but here it is. So, and now you may notice this is only one cavity. It's because I'm prototyping the mold, right? Like, once this goes into production, this will be a 6 or an 8 cavity, but this is what the bait looks like. So it's got ribs, it's got a hook slot, it's got a paddle tail, and it has a baitfish profile. So super awesome little bait, super wiggly in the water. I imagine I actually did manage to catch a fish, not on this particular one. I made some other ones like June bug colored. I'll put a picture of it here up in a second, but rigged like this, I mean, it just kind of falls through the water, sort of like a dying baitfish. I have not yet rigged it to the side, although I bet that you could, and if you were to do that, it would just look like a swimming baitfish profile. So there you go, that's the mold we're going to be doing today. We will be right back as soon as our plastic is ready. Okay, we're back. We've got exactly 4 ounces of plastic. So to simulate a full cup, normally we do like 35 or 40 drops per cup. We'll just do, let's just say 17 drops since we have half of a cup, and we will see what we get. Alright, that is 17 drops. Very nice brown amber color. Actually, we're going to put 3 more drops in. 1, 2, 3. Oop, that's 4. So this would be close to about 40 drops per cup. Very brown amber color, translucent. We're going to go in with, let's see here, we'll do an 1/8, but we're going to do an 1/8 of gold 2x2. Remember, this is the overseas stuff. And we're going to do an 1/8 of red 2x2. We are going to see what we get. Okay, I like that. Zoom in. Kind of a translucent brown, really. There's a color sweet honey. I believe Barlow's actually makes a honey color. This is very similar to that. This is probably, if I had to guess, probably the exact same color that Loreworks came up with first, that Barlow's made, or some such. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot this mold. Single cavity, requires very little. Hold pressure. Alright, and we will be right back once this is dried and ready to go. Okay, we're back. So this is this color off the end of the injector. This is awesome, man. I think that if we had put a little bit of black flake in here, I think it might have really turned out like just exceptional. With the red flake it looks good. I just think with the black and the gold and this honey color, probably would have been pretty incredible. I did dig through. I have, God knows, every single color under the sun from every company, and I was actually able to find the sweet honey color. There it is. I know this is a little stain. That's actually, what is it, plum dye or blue plum or something to that effect, but there it is, sweet honey. I know there's been tons of people doing videos on this color before, but if I had to guess, I think that this is just root beer dye repackaged, if I'm being perfectly honest. You know, probably bought like a, 10 bunch of 5 gallons or something like that, separated them off into little 2-ounce containers, sell them as their own color, something to that effect. In either case, super awesome color, whichever color you decide to use. Let's go ahead and open this mold up and see what we ended up with. Okay, I like this. And I would definitely throw this color. Nice gold. Like I said, with the black flake, I feel like it would just contrast it a little bit, but kind of a yellow when the light goes through it, and kind of a brown orange when the light is not passing through it. And then of course, with gold flake in it, that's just going to kind of bring it out a little bit. This would absolutely be reflective in kind of like murky water. And I'm actually going to take this out, and I'll probably try this a little bit at some point. I'm not going to re-update this video with the post or anything, but I will put a picture of the fish that I caught on this bait, actually, when I was prototyping it. But this, I would definitely throw this. So, good color, gold, red. I would probably do gold and black. Super reflective. This is an A+ right here. So, we'll be right back. We are going to do, that was gold and red flake. Now we're going to do blue and green flake in the same bait. And then I got a surprise. We're actually going to do some neon yellow and some neon green. I've never used this flake before. It is very large particle size. I don't expect that this will look very good in this particular color bait, but we'll just see what it looks like. So we'll be back in 1 second. Okay, we're back. So we've got our plastic here. This is again 20 drops. Got a little bit more than 4 ounces, but that is the exact same honey color. And we're going to go in with 1/8 of blue. And then also 1/8 of green. And we will see what we get here. Typically this would darken this down. And I wouldn't normally think that a honey color with green would look good. Probably wouldn't be something that I'd throw, but let's go ahead and shoot it and see what we end up with. Usually when you add a green to something like this honey color, you get something akin to, I don't know, mowed grass. Let's see here, I'll go ahead and shoot this mold. Alright, we will be right back as soon as this is ready to demold. Alrighty, we are back, ready to demold this. This is the sprue off the top. Definitely that honey color, very, very nice. Not sure about the green. Blue doesn't look alright, it doesn't look too bad. Alright, and here we go. Like I said, not something I'd throw. Definitely more of like a dirty grass stain. Looks like, you know, that old pair of New Balances that you mow the lawn in all the time with the grass stains on it? That's this color. Overall, not bad. I mean, I think that maybe minus the green, the blue probably wouldn't have been too terrible. So there we go. That is the blue-green. And next up, we're going to do our neons and see what we get. Alright, we're back. So we've got our same half cup, 20 drops. I made an executive decision since we already did a green. I figured we'd do this kind of vibrant purple and yellow, which again, I'm not quite sure this is going to look any good. I've never used this glitter ever, and typically I'm not a fan of, you know, such huge particle sizes. But we'll see. We'll see what we end up getting. Kind of unremarkable, if you ask me. I'll tell you what, we are going to put a little bit of green in there, just because that purple, I feel like you can't even see it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and shoot this. Like I said, not very sure of this color. Don't think it's going to look very good, but we'll see what we get. Bleed the injector a little bit. So there's a little out on the table. You can really just kind of see the yellow, maybe a little bit of the purple. This will probably be very non-distinct. Probably won't be something I'll throw in general. I don't even like the look of that. It's such big flake. Sometimes people use something like 0.62 or 0.062 flake. It's like super large. I just never like the look of it. But we'll be right back. We'll see what we get. Okay, we're back. This is what the sprue looks like here. And I'll tell you, I've made a lot of colors on this channel, and this is probably the most unremarkable. We'll see what it looks like, but so the big flake, it's alright. I mean, it'd probably be very similar to like a real fish, like their coloring. They don't have, you know, small uniform little dots like the flake is, but you can see the yellow, you can kind of see the purple, can't see any of the green. That just kind of got covered. Well, maybe there's a little bit. Just got covered up. Not really a whole lot of stuff going on. I would probably still throw this, but that's just because the sweet honey, this color, this root beer color, with the yellow flake, it kind of looks like gold in there. So I mean, I would throw this. Just wouldn't be my first go-to. You know, if this is laying on the deck, and I had run out of the gold and red that we made earlier, and that's what they were biting at, I mean, I'd probably pull this and give this a toss. But it's only because it looks just like the previous one. This yellow looks like gold flake. Maybe a little bit of green in there. You can't really see it, just kind of got covered up. And then the purple, of course, you can kind of see that as well. Alright, got one more for you, and it's going to be a surprise, so we'll be right back in 1 second. Alright, we're back. We have our original color. So it was 35 drops of the root beer dye, red and gold flake. To that, we released our own line of borosilicate based color shifting powders called Nano Shift. We sell one called Solar Hex. It is a red to purple shift. I don't know if you can see that. And we're going to add a little bit and see what we come up with. Now, I've never done this before. I am not sure what we will come up with, but worth experimenting with, right? So that's when we first drop it in. You can see we got some red purple shifts. Okay, we can see now we have that red purple shift kind of layered on top of the honey color. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot this. Of course, we'll suck up some air first, bleed the injector. Pretty normal. Alright, let's see what we get. Just based off what's in here in the cup, that purple red on top of the gold, I mean, that's kind of a cool effect. So, we'll be right back in 1 second and we will demold this. Alright, we are back. This is off the sprue. Amber color, gold and red flake, and then we have a little bit of that purple highlight. I think that's kind of a cool effect from the borosilicate color shift powder that we have here. So let's go ahead and demold this. Okay, I mean, I think that's a pretty cool effect. Kind of that red purple shift. When the light hits it, gives it a cool little shimmer. Oh, there's a good shot right there. Look at all that purple. And underwater, I think that this would really kind of give off a very cool little glimmer, you know, sort of like a real fish, you know, like they don't, you know, as light hits them as they swim, you know, they're not like one solid color at all times, you know. And this Nano Shift powder that we have is the highest quality, smallest particle size, and the most affordable on the entire market. There's not a single company that actually comes close to the value that we offer, you know, versus the amount of product. So in terms of affordability, at least, it is the highest quality and the most affordable on the market. There's no other company at all that compares, to be perfectly honest with you. there you go. Cool little effect with that Nano shift powder there. Kind of shimmery purple. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Just kidding, we're back for one last little kind of last look here. This is the order we poured them in. This is the original one, red and black flake. This is the next one, green and blue. This is the dirty pair of mowed lawn New Balances. And then we switch to the larger flake. Not a huge fan. And then this is with the added color shift in there for that purple glimmer. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments.